Have you guys ever had car problems? Check engine light come on? Is your car making any strange sounds? Strange smells? Good afternoon, my name is Staff Sergeant Wilson. And I'm going to be giving you a brief description on why you should upkeep your car and do basic vehicle maintenance. According to the Royal Society of London, over 90% of America's emissions, carbon monoxide in the air, comes from our vehicles. Alright? In the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do inside and outside your vehicle that will allow you to minimize these emissions, increase the reliability, and prolong the longevity of your vehicle. First, let's move on to the easy stuff. The outside of your car. Alright, the first thing you do when you get out of your house, when you're walking towards your car, you're already doing this. You're investigating what happened while you were sleeping, anybody messed with your car, anything wrong. You look under your car, make sure there's no loose debris, nothing in the way of your tires, nothing that can mess with your driving. That's number one, easiest thing to do. The second thing you're going to do for vehicle maintenance is check your tire pressure. Make sure that you're not going to get a blowout, which is a improper pressure inside your tire, and that your tire has proper tread. Everyone here has driven in the rain at some point. You all know that wet roads equal slippery conditions. If you don't have the proper tread on your tire, it increases the chances that you're going to spin out and possibly cause some sort of accident you don't want to have happen. That brings me to the next thing. Your windows, mirrors, and everything else on the outside of your car, like your headlight and your tail lights, that deal with glass or plastic, something that can be easily broken. You want to make sure that all of these things are in good working condition and that everything can be visibly seen out of. If your windshield's really cloudy, has so many scratches, or if it's just completely shattered, you don't want to use that windshield. It's inhibiting your sight. You're going to want to replace that as soon as possible. All right? If your headlights are out, say you have one headlight that's out, you want to get that taken care of as soon as possible because that limits visibility during nighttime driving. All right, once you have all of that out of the way, you should be good, right? No, you're not good. You're not good at all. All right, just because the exterior of your vehicle is fine does not mean that everything's good internally with your vehicle. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna move under the hood. Under the hood of your vehicle, the first thing you're gonna look at is your coolant. Okay? According to a Smart Car article, you need to refill your radiator coolant, your brake, your steering, and your transmission fluids, as well as your oil. All right, the most important thing, in my opinion, is your oil. All right, power steering, without it, you can still steer your car. Hard as heck, but you can still steer it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do with your coolant is make sure that your car is definitely cool. If your car is hot, meaning if you just came in off the road and you want to check your coolant, that fluid's gonna explode up into your face. Okay, most people try to lean over their car and turn that cap because it's really hard because it's under pressure, and it explodes up a hot fluid, and you could have serious burns. Right. The next thing you're gonna want to do is check your power steering and brake fluid. Your power steering and brake fluid generally use the same type of fluid. It's called DOT3 fluid, but always refer to your user manual or vehicle manual to see exactly what's required inside of your vehicle. That brings me to your oil. The most important thing, in my opinion, that you need to check. What you're going to be looking for when you pull that dipstick for the oil is the color and the viscosity. By viscosity, I mean how thick it is. If it's running really liquidy like water, if it's kind of like water, you want to change your oil as soon as possible. If your oil isn't at the recommended marks on that dipstick, you're going to want to add oil before you go to have that oil change. It's more important to have the right amount of oil than to have dirty oil. Does that make sense? Everybody understand? Tracking? Okay. The frequency that you need to change all these fluids, it all depends on what you use. Say you use a full synthetic oil, it might last 10,000 miles. Right? Traditional oil, you really want to change it around 3,000 miles. But again, always refer back to your user manual or vehicle manual to get further guidance on that. Now, this brings me to a car magazine, if you will, saying, according to Popular Mechanics magazine, Your differential fluid needs to be changed every 30 to 50,000 miles. I don't know about you, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So I'm not going to remember to change my differential fluid in 50,000 miles. That means that you're going to have some sort of booklet, some sort of pamphlet that you write down in when you did the change or how you did the change. So if you put traditional oil or synthetic oil, always keep a log of these things. Again, this is just a guide. This is not a Bible that you need to follow specifically. It's just a guide, but it will definitely help you in the future. And as long as you take your time and you put diligent effort into making sure your car is running properly, there are no strange sounds coming up, and you do your basic vehicle maintenance, you'll definitely prolong longevity of your car and increase its reliability. Now today I talked to you about what you need to do when you walk to your vehicle, the inspection of the exterior, as well as the things you need to check for on the interior, under the hood, your mirrors, especially your rearview mirror. Now I have one question for you. How reliable is your vehicle?